Well, moving north to San Francisco, more than 9,000 marijuana crimes will be wiped off people's records. When California voted to legalize recreational marijuana back in 2016, it also allowed misdemeanor convictions to be expunged. San Francisco's district attorney says the nonprofit Code for America helped identify eligible cases. And Governor Gavin Newsom announced he's redeploying National Guard troops from our southern border to Northern California to crack down on black market marijuana.
Legal shops are concerned about the slow growth of the industry, and some say a lack of enforcement and illegal sales aren't helping the problem.
Well, to talk more about this, let's bring in cannabis compliance expert Sonia Luna. Welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me.
So how much of a problem is that? From what I understand, the marijuana most people get is most of it's from the black market, right?
Correct. New Frontier data came up with a stat that about over 75% of the purchases are actually from the illegal market right now. So it's a huge impact. And for the state tax revenue, we have well over $150 million worth of tax shortfall that we were supposed to be getting last year. That just isn't going to happen now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a problem.
So why has the governor decided to order this redeployment now?
So why now? That's the big picture question. So when you look at some of the data, there's not a real coordinated effort to capture some of the bigger grows in Northern California. That's where we have the most land mass to actually grow cannabis outdoors. And you've got just misinformation, let's say, from CHP can capture some of the illegal market pounds of marijuana. With deployment of the troops into the area with federal funding, we can actually capture more of the illicit market, and I think that's just more of a joint effort, and Gavin Newsom's actually doing more of a strategic play there.
You're talking about north. I mean, does that trickle down to us? Because we're down here in the south.
It will for manufacturers. I mean, if you think about the open space, there is illegal manufacturing when it comes to, vape cartridges and so forth. So I think there's going to be another task force that's going to take on that illegal market down here in the south.
And how are the growers and sellers feeling about the new regulations that have been rolled out? No pun intended, obviously.
Right. It's been a bumpy road. So just to give you an example on testing standards, we went from no testing to, let's say in the beginning of the year, we had about 12 to 15 different testing standards. And now by the end of December, we had over 50 different testing standards. So can you imagine if you're a farmer, just to keep up with that regulatory compliance effort and making sure that things are going to be compliant and actually pass. So that was kind of a choppy regulatory compliance effort that they had to go through.
We've been through all this before. I mean, with alcohol back in the 30s, right? I mean, it was illegal, then all of a sudden it's legal, then it's still the speakeasy. I guess there's our version of speakeasies now, right?
Right, exactly.
Wow,
so we got to
awesome.
figure out how to crack down on it.
And we'll do it. We're California. We can do anything. Thank you so much for coming along.
Thanks for having me.
California cannabis tax rules are 50 pages with over 20 tax implications. Email us today at info@avivaspectrum.com to receive a complimentary cannabis tax diagnostic